The keys to creating the extraordinary life. Listen to this. The best way to predict your future is to create it, said Abraham Lincoln. He was the 16th President of the United States. I'm sure you know about Abraham. It's amazing how his words have moved until now, centuries later. He was a seat of knowledge, wasn't he? Anyhow, welcome, my lovely and amazing people, to another of the Hope Ignites Healing podcast with your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa. This is a space where we speak everything holistic health and healing. And we are in the season this year where we're talking create. That is, we are creating holistic health with ease, and that is in mind, in body, and all else. And I'm talking about relations with people and spaces around us. Let me take a moment again to say thank you. In this season of Create, your responses have been overwhelming. Again, I will not hesitate to say thank you. The downloads, the messages, the encouragement to keep going. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm here to serve you. I will keep going. So let's get into the podcast this week. We are talking about the keys to creating the extraordinary life. You want to hear them? I'm here for you. As usual, let's start at story time. Now, my story is a little bit scientific. As an explanation, have you guys heard about receptors? I thought it was an English word, but receptors is actually a medical word. So receptors are small, cells or tissues or molecules or parts of cells that are usually at the surface, and these parts receive a stimulus from another chemical so that a chemical reaction happens. As simple as that. The best example I can say is a nerve. A nerve is a cell, right? It receives a stimulus called a neurotransmitter, the one where messages, electrical messages are carried to the nerve so that the nerve can cause a reaction along its path to either move a muscle, a body part, and so on. Okay, so those are examples of receptor and stimulus. So for the stimulus to stick onto the receptor, it sticks at a particular receptor site. Enough of the science. The best way to illustrate this is to use a key and a keyhole. That one we know very well. So you have a keyhole, and a keyhole is fit by a particular key, right? So that key fits in the keyhole. And when you fit the key wrongly in the keyhole, you cause a reaction which is probably forcing a door to open, or you damage the keyhole, or something that's not what you expect. But if you open it the right way, it shall open, right? Something with receptors, and the ones I've explained as stimuli. So if there's a wrong stimulus, for example, alcohol, it causes a reaction that's not expected. So you have a hyperreaction, you have increased nervous action because alcohol is attaching to particular places where neuroreceptors are supposed to attach in the brain. Another example is drug-to-drug reactions. A wrong drug can attach to a particular receptor and cause the wrong reaction to come out. Then that drug does not do what it needs to do. And the list goes on. But the simplest of them all to explain is a key and a keyhole, right? So you know that even if you have a key and it's not put into the keyhole, the door will not open, right? It has to be fixed in. So there are also false keys. But even if you use those false keys and they open, you're causing a reaction that's not expected. You're forcing the door to open, like I've just mentioned. So what is my lesson in this illustration? So just like these receptor sites I've explained are meant to be activated by one specific stimuli, and just like one key is meant to activate one particular keyhole, unless you apply it to the whole, regardless of its existence in the area, it will not give the desired result. It has to be applied in the keyhole for the result to occur. The combination of the two has to happen for us to receive the desired result, right? And this is it. We are in the season of creating. And I want that by the end of this season, this is what I see for each and every one of my listeners. I see extraordinary. My desire is that by the end of this season, I'm speaking to extraordinary followers in all areas of their lives. Now, there are some tools that are the keys in this journey to achieve extraordinary. If you and I are the keyhole, the receptor site, then what can we apply to that keyhole that will give the result of extraordinary? What is that key that we shall apply in ourselves to give us that results that we desire? The one that I'm talking about, holistic healthy living. What is it? The one I believe and have witnessed to be a life of abundance. I kid you not. So here are the keys. Are you ready for them? Drum rolls, drum rolls. Yes, these are the keys to getting into a life of extraordinary. Let's look at them already. One is key in the word key. Keep a journal. This is basically asking you to listen. A journal is that space in which you listen and document what you have heard. So you're listening to the one within and you're listening to the one without, and then you are writing it down. I know it's cliche to have a journal to share your sentiments, your stories, what you've been going through, but I always teach in holistic health that a journal is a documentation of your journey. It's a fundamental part of holistic healthy living. You cannot do this journey without a journal. I kid you not. When you write from your heart, it's the way that you connect with yourself. You have compassion on yourself. You document an instruction. You document downloads. You document each and everything from within and that comes from without. You document instruction from your spirituality, from your higher power, from the birds, from the air, from the universe. Everything is always communicating to us. And where do you store that communication? Not in your brain. Your brain does not have the capacity to store it all. In your journal, you're making it alive. Now, a journal is a must-have. And to ensure that the people that I lead are sorted in this area, I designed my own holistic health journal. Can you believe it? Yes. We, the holistic health community, we have a holistic health journal of our own. Now, let me let you know. Please respond to the email, send me a DM, find a way to let me know how to get this journal to you. You cannot miss it. It's going to take you through holistic health for the whole of this year and beyond. I will not say so much more about it. Please do not miss the opportunity to have this journal. I'll be happy to get it to you. Just let me know. The platforms are available. Now, when you do your journaling, it is emotional well-being ticked off and it is spiritual well-being ticked off. Isn't that amazing? And step 2 is the E, to embrace the morning. Remember, we've come from key, which is K-E-Y. K is keep a journal. E is to embrace the morning. Now, I could make a whole podcast on this. This is a fundamental. The power of the morning routine. It's that secret place. In fact, if you look up last season's podcast 19 and 20, I expounded on workplace health. And I remember laboring so much to explain what is it you do in the morning routine that makes you shine at work. Go listen to that and you will get closer to understanding the detail of embracing the morning. Now, the morning is your safe haven, your self-care time. It's the only time you have control of in the day. The time your mind instructs you before the world does. The world is full of so much negativity ready to give to you. But when you awake in the morning and instruct your mind what it's going to do for you, you are sorted. In the morning, you're able to review your big why. You're able to get an opportunity to review and plan your daily life in accordance to your big why. Why is the guidance for your future? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you here on earth anyway? Now, I'll tell you that miracles do happen in the morning in the secret place. The lone advantage, that is what my mentor calls it. She says that you are overcoming the power of the covers. She says power over matrix, meaning the power over the mattress. You overcome that in the morning. And if you're still struggling in this area, here are some resources. Look for the book 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Look for another called The Miracle Morning by 𝗘𝘅𝘁𝗿𝗍𝗏. And then another, The 5 Things Successful People Do Before 8 a.m. That is one by 𝗘𝘅𝘁𝗿𝗍𝗏. Now, these books are given to you. I'm sharing with you voluntarily. I've not been paid or asked to do this. This is something that's helped me, and I get to share it with you. So I want you to even put in a workout in that morning routine. Yes, you can. Remember, we are not planning for the 1 hour, 2 hours that we don't have. We are planning for those 5, 10, 20 minutes that we have in the morning. You think you can do that? Put in the workout. Now, I'll tell you, I have mastered this personally, and my holistic health is actually achieved 80% of the way by the time I get out of my house. And I'll tell you, the 20% that is left, that is what I have to give away to others in my social well-being. Isn't that amazing? I'll tell you that in that morning routine, we've ticked off 1, emotional well-being. We ticked off spiritual well-being. We've ticked off emotional well-being. Yes, we've ticked off, that's a repetition. We've ticked off even physical well-being because we've exercised. Isn't that amazing? You have connected with yourself to the deepest level, and you have even put in a workout. The rest of the day, you can now give it to everybody else and everything around you. Step 3 is the why. Yearn to learn. Now, the key in itself is that you keep educating yourself. Have you heard of the scripture, by the way, in Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 that says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge"? Now, I love that scripture, but I'll tell you, it's one of the ones that actually makes me sad. That actually the cause of perishing is knowledge? Really? Now, my people, allow no room for you not to have knowledge about your area of need. How does that even happen? Yet knowledge is all around us. It's with the people around us. It's with the books around us. It's with podcasts, with videos, you name it. Let no day go by without you enduring to educate yourself. I'll tell you that people that read grow. All successful people tell you that they spend time growing their minds, and that's through reading. I want you to educate yourself about anything you want to learn about your workout, your diet, what holistic health is. Do the work. Let the knowledge come in. I'll tell you, exercise is to the body what reading is to the brain. It's your exercising the brain that enables you to even read better. You are exercising. It's building intellectual well-being. Now, these are the steps that I have found that are great keys for creating extraordinary. Have you any as well that you want to share? Together, let's look at the question of the week. Remember, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So here is the question: what are you creating that predicts your future? I want you to look through what you are doing today. The future is never a surprise. What you're doing today gives you what we're going to have 5 to 10 years from now. And what you have today is things you did 5 to 10 years ago. And that's it. So the answer is, what are you doing today that is going to create your tomorrow? What have you been using as keys to your excellence? Do you want to share them? What are yours? These are mine, the KEY, and I learned from my mentors. Which of these are you struggling with? I want you to plan to get help in that area so that you curb them. Seek knowledge, seek wisdom for your excellence. Do not accept to perish, right? So together, let's tell our minds what they are going to do for us this week through our week's affirmations. Join me as we go through this. Now, I am able to transform my situation today. What I need to do is right within me, and I can do it. I step out of my comfort zone to obey God. I challenge myself to step beyond what is comfortable. My life is a reflection of excellence. Today, I embrace a new morning routine and I stick to it. Successful people conquer the day, conquer their wins in the morning, and I join them today. I have the power and all that it takes to make my life extraordinary. I embrace a winning routine that has made others extraordinary, and so will it for me. I am healthy in my mind, body, and all else around me, and I manifest it today. Daily, I choose to do and accomplish what gets me there. And I start right now, right here. That is it, today. I do not postpone it any longer. Today is that day. Well done, my people. You have done exceptionally well. Now, I have applied my own practically tailored keys in the extraordinary program, and that is the extraordinaire program that I want to invite you to. You are just one step away from extraordinary. I want you to join the mailing list so that you do not miss out on the depth and the communication there is to prepare. Remember, we are preparing and planning for the rest of our lives. I want you to come from gray into glow like it was for me. I'll tell you right now, I love my life. Now I'm excited. It's a game changer, life transformational. Become the extraordinaire like I have. Okay? And remember, the best way that you will predict your future is to create it, said Abraham Lincoln. Start today. Right? Your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa. I'm here to cheer you on to your health and above all to add the glow to medicine. Let's create together. I'll see you next week. Let's use these keys. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.